In the ever-bustling city of Aba, a new wave of transformation is taking shape. Once known for its resilience and entrepreneurial drive, Aba now stands as a symbol of renewal, where progress meets with purpose. Under the visionary leadership of Governor Alex Chioma Otti, OFR, the recent commissioning of key road projects from Port Harcourt Road to Azikiwe Road, as well as Omoma Road and beyond, reflects a clear and deliberate commitment to rebuilding the economic heartbeat of Abia State. These projects are not just about asphalt and concrete. They represent the rebirth of a city that once powered the rebirth of a region, and now, through a purposeful governance, is reclaiming its place as the industrial capital of the Southeast. Just as veins and arteries connect blood from one part to another in the human body, so does road connect land use activities to various parts of our communities. They connect people to opportunities, traders to the markets, children to schools, and citizens to one another. Roads are the lifelines of development, channeling growth, commerce, and hope to every corner of the land. And on 3rd October 2025, with the reconstruction and commissioning of these vital arteries, Governor Alex Otti is doing more than building infrastructure. He is restoring the flow of life to Aba, a city whose energy and enterprise have always defined Abia's identity. As these roads open for public use, they mark more than the end of construction. They signal the beginning of a new journey for the people of Enyimba City, Aba. A journey of renewed confidence, revived commerce, and reawakened pride. Through transparency, vision, and unwavering commitment, Governor Alex Otti's administration is laying not just roads, but the foundation for sustainable progress. From the dust of neglect to the shine of transformation, Aba is rising again. This is Abia on the Move, a legacy of transformation, a pride fulfilled, a promise fulfilled. And here at Inside Africa 360 Media, we say a big kudos to Daddy Alex Choma Otti for his visionary and resilient leadership. And to you viewers, what's your goodwill message to this leader par excellence?
I would like to lean on the well-established protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've titled my speech, Rebuilding Destiny. Aba, Enyimba City, has in the last 100 years evolved from a mere physical address to a symbol of resilient spirit and the entrepreneurial energy of our people. Aba's story, its triumphs and setbacks mirror what has become the defining character of this great community over the last century. The warriors, pathfinders, and go-getters who live here have seen the full spectrum of human emotions. Joy, indifference, and despair are no strangers here. However, what sets the residents of this city apart is the wisdom to successfully navigate the events of each day without losing enthusiasm. The philosophy that everything has its season has strengthened our people with the grit and stamina to remain steadfast in their love for Enyimba City. We have seen Aba on its knees, and now we are seeing it rise like the mythical phoenix. Today's event, beyond the joy of new roads, is the celebration of the resilient spirit of the city. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to joyfully welcome to the Enyimba city and to Abia, God's own state, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I would like to specially thank Mr. President for the honor of his presence at this epoch-making event. I'm glad that our dear state is playing host to the leader of our great country on a day like this, when we gather in celebration as one people, sharing a common destiny. Mr. President, permit me to announce that what we are witnessing today is the revival of the energy and buoyancy that once made Aba the favored destination for millions of destiny seekers. Our overarching agenda today is to announce to the world that this city, once in ruins, is now back and ready to roar again. I would like to thank the federal government for its extensive support in the restoration of Aba's advantage as a commercial and industrial city, especially with the ongoing reconstruction and rehabilitation of long-abandoned federal highways passing through and leading into the city. It is to the eternal credit of the present federal administration that Aba now welcomes hundreds of thousands of customers from each week from Port Harcourt and other parts of River State, following the reconstruction of parts of the Aba-Port Harcourt Expressway from Aloji. Businesses in Aba are also experiencing a surge in patronage from our brothers and sisters in Ekore-Beni, Uyo, Calabar, and other parts of Akwa Ibom and Cross River states, who now access the city with little hassle following the rehabilitation of the Aba-Ekore-Beni Federal Highway. The miracle of Aba's restoration points us to the gains of collaboration among different levels of government and reminds us that the post-election politics need not be an obstruction to governance. Permit me, Mr. President, to specially appreciate the Honorable Minister of Works, who himself is representing you here today, for the committed efforts of the ministry to improve the state of federal highways across the country in accordance with your development vision. May I also appreciate you, Mr. President, for your interest in matters of importance to the social and economic development of Abia. Our success in the war against insecurity could not have happened without the express support of Mr. President and his team. Abia remains relatively safe, largely on account of the extensive support we get from the federal security agencies. Our partnership with Abuja has contributed in part to the new season of joy and warmth in Enyimba City, and it is only fitting that the President is here in our midst to celebrate Aba's renaissance on this special day. Permit me, Mr. President, to also thank you for the opportunity you have graciously offered our sons and daughters to serve in important positions in federal ministries, departments, and agencies. Earlier on today, we had the Honorable Minister of State in charge of labor, employment, and productivity join us here from Abuja. She is a daughter of this state whom we are very proud of. We thank the President for her appointment and several other appointments like this. I'm hopeful that Abia will continue to enjoy the goodwill and support of the federal government as we work to address the socioeconomic challenges facing our people. I will also have to acknowledge that the President's reforms and economic repositioning agenda, as tough as it has been on many of us, have also freed up resources for development initiatives and programs in the states. We are impressed with the improvements we are already seeing on major economic indicators. But again, it is also has to be acknowledged that the road ahead is still a long one. If, however, we stay the course faithfully, I believe we shall all smile in due time. So the point we are raising here is that the removal of petroleum subsidy, which yours truly has campaigned over and over again in my fortnightly column at the back page of this day, and of course the harmonization of the foreign exchange rate, which have freed resources to invest in people and infrastructure, is well received. And we believe that the economy is turning around, interest rates are going down, inflation rate is going down, and even the exchange rates are heading south. And we believe that in due course, if we do not waver, that this economy will recover and stabilize. Mr. President, you started with the reopening of the Michael Okpara Auditorium Umuahia, which was closed down for a comprehensive repair work shortly after this government came on board in 2023. We turned the auditorium into a state-of-the-art modern auditorium with all the required facilities to serve our people. I have no doubt that this facility will serve our people for a very long time to come, particularly with the maintenance system we have already put in place. Mr. President, the roads you have commissioned across the city today are indicative of the scale of our ambition in the Aba Rebuilding and Restoration Project. Tokenism will no longer cut it. We are focused on projects that would have multiplier effects on the economic space, create jobs and establish new frontiers for prosperity. Port Harcourt Road, a major hub for heavy-duty generators and machine parts, was built in the early 80s by the Sam Bakwe administration of old Imo State to support the alternative energy needs of the firms, households, and individuals in the nearby oil city of Port Harcourt. The construction of the road proved to be an excellent idea as machine tools dealers, engineering technicians, retailers, and artisans readily found the new layout to be conducive for their business activities. As expected, several household and commercial entities in Port Harcourt soon came to rely on Aba for their generator parts, machine tools, and service needs. By the mid-1990s, however, things began to deteriorate as inadequate maintenance and the explosion in traffic began to take its toll on the road. The road will eventually collapse in the late 2000s, following decades of neglect. While campaigning ahead of the 2023 election, we made a firm promise that if elected, we shall prioritize the holistic reconstruction of Port Harcourt Road. We went a step further to promise that we shall invite bids from the most reputable names in the industry to lead the reconstruction effort. In October 2023, we flagged off the project and announced Julius Beja as the contractor. I'm glad that the construction giant did not only acquit themselves creditably as expected, they also delivered ahead of the agreed timeline. Today, 2 years after, we have the President and Commander-in-Chief and other leaders joining us to celebrate the fulfillment of a central campaign promise. Our joy is boundless, and for millions of people who live in this city, this day shall remain evergreen in our memory. Port Harcourt Road, which at a point mirrored Aba's regrettable decline, has now returned triumphantly to its place in destiny. I would like to heartily thank the Honorable Commissioner for Works in the State, Engineer Don Otumchere, and his team for steadfast supervision and rigorous quality control measures. Your Excellency, the 7 other road projects you equally commissioned and formally opened for public use Ohanku Road, Ndoki Road, Ajiwe Road, Umuatako Road, Gabriel Nwosu Road, Nkoro Road, and People's Road are also of great economic and social importance to the rhythm of Aba, supporting the livelihood of hundreds of thousands of families within the larger Aba metropolitan corridor and beyond. It is projected that the economic impact of these roads could see the value of Aba's gross domestic product rise significantly in the medium to long term. I have no doubt that over the next 12 months, the volume of trade between Aba and other business capitals in the country will double, and we shall see more containers departing the shores of Nigeria with made-in-Aba products. This city, as the president is aware, is big on fabrics and clothing, shoes, bags, and other leather products. It is also a firm grip on the regional market for plastics, metal fabrication, semi-processed agro-commodities, and more. To support the entrepreneurial ingenuity of our people, we set up an export growth lab in July this year to boost the appeal of our products in foreign markets. My pledge is that we shall continue to deploy the entire machinery of government to support the business of our people, providing every support needed to make our products competitive. The roads commissioned today and scores of others completed before now shall provide the critical leverage to those seeking to build or expand their enterprise dreams. As you may have read, Mr. President, Aba, which hitherto had a reputation of filth, has emerged as one of the cleanest urban destinations in Nigeria. We are greening strategic centers around the city to align with our urban renewal outlook, to make room for the influx of new residents and businesses into the city. We have streamlined the process of land acquisition and development, cutting down the structural and bureaucratic bottlenecks that previously frustrated developers. Our C of O in 30 days policy has boosted confidence in the system, with local and international developers moving in to take advantage of the boom in the real estate market. May I also inform you, Mr. President, that our esteemed guests, that in the next 18 months, our partnership with Radisson Blu will transform the Enyimba Hotel into a 5-star hospitality outfit with an international convention center. And of course, bordered by a leisure and entertainment park handled by Landmark. And every enterprise and cultural ecosystem within it is rising, and echo is already reverberating in the markets around the West and Central Africa. Let me, as I begin to conclude, Mr. President, thank our leaders for honoring us with your esteemed presence. I'm glad to inform that this August gathering, that we are making concerted efforts to improve the economic outlook of our state and the entire region by investing extensively in roads, health, education, ICT, and power infrastructure, following recent liberalization of the electricity market. I would like to, on behalf of other Southeast and South-South governors, invite the committed support of the federal government to the development of a functional rail network to traverse the Southeast and South-South regions, from Calabar to Enugu, with stations in all the major agricultural and commercial towns along the corridor. A functional rail line will not only improve interregional trade, it will also cause an uptick in employment, improve factor utilization, investment inflow, and more fundamentally, reduce migration pressure in the urban metropolis outside the regions. I would also like to request, Mr. President, that you use your good offices to explore how the seaports closest to businesses in these regions can be optimized to drive the export of goods from here. And I'm glad that the Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives has mentioned the issue of seaports, and Abia is ready. We are already doing our feasibility study at Obuaku, and we believe that with all the approvals, we will be able to build a seaport in Abia State. Having all the seaports around here running at optimal capacity will boost business performance by cutting down costs, improve living standards, and inevitably boost public sector revenue. Lastly, Mr. President, the Southeast region has enormous natural gas deposits that are largely undeveloped. Natural gas has become critical in the new global energy order. It will be to our national advantage to develop these proven reserves in ways that pose no threat to the national ecosystem. The federal government, I can promise, shall get all the required support from the governors to develop this valuable asset and other mineral resources buried between our soil. Let me quickly respond to some of the comments, particularly the one made by distinguished Senator Enyinnaya Baribe Mmagandibo. Thank you for joining us, for making the request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I can assure you that I am engaging with Mr. President, and he is favorably disposed to it. And I'm sure that in no distant future, Nnamdi Kanu will regain his freedom.
See the way he cares for us. Carry one matter for your head, oh.
I also want to respond to some of the comments about partnership with Mr. President. It is important to note that Mr. President and I have been friends for decades. And I know this president, whatever he wants to do, he will tell you. If he will not do it, he will tell you. And having made promises, I'm sure he will keep his promises. I want to also say that for Abia, we are partnering very closely. And sometimes people don't understand what opposition means. When you are part of a government, either at the national or subnational, you are part of that government. Political parties, particularly in Nigeria, are relevant for elections. They are platforms to contest elections. But by the time elections are over, political parties take the back seat and governance takes the front seat. So it does not pay for anyone to put himself in a position where he will constitute an opposition, because you can't be opposing yourself. Every discussion about the economy happens at the National Economic Council, where every governor is represented. Whatever I don't agree, I say it on the floor. But if the majority carries the day, we have to go and defend what we have decided. That is how governance works. Governance doesn't work by dissonance. Governance doesn't work by people hurling stones and abusing people. Even the Bible records that power belongs to God. And anytime you take a position against those in authority, God will not be happy with you. Having said that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me thank Mr. President for not canceling this program, in spite of the fact that some other engagements, which his representative will talk to you about shortly, happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. He had authorized that we should go ahead, and he sent no less a person than the Minister of Works, who understand what roads mean, because majority of the things that we commission today are roads. And we are very happy with Mr. President for sending our brother to represent him. We pray that his reign will be peaceful, and we pray that he will enjoy the blessings of the Lord. Finally, I would like to join everyone to wish this country happy 65th independence anniversary. As you live here, my prayer is that God will take you back to your destination safely. Thank you so much, and God bless you.